Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to this evening's live lounge. Thank you all for taking the time out of your days to tune in. We hope you're watching comfortably from home on your sofas and your bed. Grab a drink, relax, sit back, and enjoy the show. As you probably know, the theme of today's live lounge is a student's guide to Lincoln. So we'll be talking about entertainment in Lincoln, what kind of shops, cafes, bars we have, historic sites, parks, just some of the best places for students to hang out or visit while studying here. A bit on how today's live lounge is going to work. We are going to be playing videos of places in Lincoln as we're talking on screen. So this is basically like a virtual tour of Lincoln. But first, some introductions. My name is Caitlin. I am a final year student here at the University of Lincoln. I studied media production, and I will be your host for this evening. And joining me here today are Jack and Ray, two of my very good friends who are also students here as well. So I'll let them introduce themselves to you, starting with Jack.
Hiya, I'm Jack. I'm third year film production student, so similar to what Caitlin does. I've just finished about 2 weeks ago, and I've had a really good time in Lincoln so far.
I'm Ray. I'm also a third year, but I'm studying animal behavior and welfare. And just like Jack, I just finished 2 weeks ago, and I'm very excited to tell you all about Lincoln.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Now, before we dive into our first segment, I just want to let our viewers know that this is your chance to ask any questions you might have about joining the University of Lincoln, about student life, what's it like studying here. So, if you have any questions at all, do pop them down in the comments and we'll do our best to answer as many as we can. All right, so the first segment of today's show is all about entertainment in Lincoln. So, where are the best spots for a great day or night out with friends? And we'll be starting off with the events that are hosted by our Students' Union. And you'll see very soon a video of our weekly club night called Quack. There you go. We have different themes every week, and it's always a blast. But before I carry on, Jack, tell us a bit more about the events that our Students' Union hosts. Have you attended any? What was your experience like?
Yeah, they're great. I was especially during my first year. I was an avid quack goer before I had to make a film for my final year. It's always a good night, and they also throw ducks out. So if you do get into the uni, when you attend, you should definitely try and get the ducks. From the quack. And some other events, they do comedy nights in there as well. They've had some really sort of high profile comedians in there as well. I know they've had people like John Richardson and stuff like that, and I haven't been able to go to one of those because I just haven't, but I really love the club night, so I would recommend it highly.
Yeah, the student union events are always the blast. They have things like therapy dog sessions, lunch pop-ups. I know they did like a roller disco, outdoor cinema, just all sorts of things. And just so our viewers know, a lot of our student union events are held in our on-campus venues. So we've got the Swan. So it's a student pub with delicious food, really cheap prices, good drinks, and we have karaoke nights in there as well. We've got Towers, which is a sports bar. So it's the place to go to grab a drink with your friends and watch a game. And also where Quack is hosted, we have the Engine Shed, which also happens to be the largest live music and entertainment venue in Lincoln. And as Jack mentioned, we have events that are open to the public as well, like comedy shows, concerts, club nights, you name it. Right, moving on. Another popular hangout spot among our students is Stack. Stack is one of the newest entertainment venues here in Lincoln. Right, the video's popping up on screen right now. Jack, can you tell us what sort of things that they have there at Stack?
My personal favorite is the quiz night that they do. We also do that at Towers, at the uni venue as well. But the quiz night we did there was so fun. There was like over 150 teams, and it's really competitive. Wow. It's sort of interactive as well, so you make sure you can't cheat because they have like stuff on the phones and stuff that make sure of that. I know they also do a lot of live music like after the fact that you finish the quiz, cheap drinks, and they've got so many food places in there as well. My favorite was the Cheesy Pig was the name of it, also my favorite name. And they do loads of like loaded fries, which you can see on screen, pizzas and stuff like that, and really good selection of beers as well for any of my beer lovers out there. So that's what Stack brings.
Yeah, Stack is like an elite spot for us students here in Lincoln. And just a short minute from Stack, I think it's like a 5 minute walk, we have the Everyman Cinema. It's one of my personal favorite hangout spots. It's really grand, but also very cozy at the same time. It's a great spot for movie dates. And Jack, as a film production student, I know that you recently screened your final year short film at the Everyman Cinema. So can you tell us what was that experience like?
To your awesome film, weren't you? But yeah, this was the venue. Look how many people turned up. That's everyone's parents and anyone that wanted to join us. We got to go there and we got to, hang out and all watch our films that we'd spent so long making. So if you are interested in being a film student as well, that's something that they offer. They get to sort of, it's a whole night that they make of it, and it's 4 or 5 hours of just like celebrating your whole 3 years that you've spent there, and it was the best feeling ever. So even if you just go in there to watch a film, I'd really recommend this venue for you guys.
Yeah, I can attest to everything that Jack said. I was there. I'm the one who took these videos. And honestly, attending the event kind of made me wish I took film production just because of how cool and how fun it was. But yeah, it's another great spot here in Lincoln, and everything is located around the city center, so it's really easy to get to. Now, I think we have a few questions from the comments. Emma Sington is asking, how far is the university to the city center? Jack, would you like to answer?
Yeah, it's pretty much in the city centre. Some of the accommodation, one of the accommodations is even called High Street, so it's sort of right next to
Yeah.
everything. I used to be able to walk from uni to go to get lunch at Greg's or wherever there was food places in town. It's probably about a 4-minute walk into town, so it's not far at all.
Yeah. Hope that answers your question. All right, so now we'll be moving on to the next segment, which is all about food in Lincoln. So this is my favorite segment. So as the montage will be playing in a few seconds, there we go. Ray, could you let us know what are some of your favorite restaurants, cafes, or bars in Lincoln?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many to choose from, honestly. There's a lot along the Brayford. Basically, the Brayford waterfront on the other side of campus is just filled with restaurants. Many different varieties of cuisines and things like that. Like there's lots of Asian cuisines. There's Mexican, there's Italian. I really like Five Guys on the Brayford, but I also really like Mailbox for their food, which is more central. It's by like Waterstones and Rock Retro. Those are a couple of my favorites. I also really like Coffee Depot on Carholm Road, which is, again, really close to campus. I love their coffee, and I think they offer student discounts. Those are a couple of my favorite.
Yeah, it's hard to choose, right? The variety
There's
is
so
insane.
many.
Yeah, because as an international student from Malaysia, before I came here, I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to get good Asian food in Lincoln. But the variety of cuisines really surprised me. We've got all the Asian food like Thai, Chinese, Indian, Japanese, Korean. We've got Middle Eastern food, British food, Italian and Mexican restaurants. And I think another very strong point of Lincoln is that everything here is within walking distance. So most of these places that you're seeing here and most of the places we've talked about, it's honestly just a 5 to 10 minute walk from campus. So to get to your favorite restaurant, cafe, hangout spot, you'll never have to spend money on an Uber or a bus. And another thing is that Lincoln is a student-focused city. And I think I heard somewhere that 1 in 5 people living in Lincoln City is a student or employee at the university. And because of
I'm
this,
actually,
yeah, I know it's insane.
I'm
I was
surprised
shocked
it's
when I
not
found out.
higher, honestly. I thought it was going to be more.
Exactly. And because of this, many restaurants, cafes, and bars actually offer student discounts. So, Ray, could you tell us a bit about, do you know any specific places in town that offer student discounts, or do you know any apps or websites that you can claim these discounts from?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's Student Beans, which is you can find it. It also works at retail places. But a big one is Unidays. Unidays is an app, and I always have it on my phone. And you can show. It's kind of most places accept it as a form of student ID if you don't have your physical ID on you, to prove that you're a student. And there's, like I said, Mailbox. I believe they offer student discounts, especially for their cocktails, which are really good, and their pints, which are delicious. And yeah, there's tons of student discounts all over sort of thing. You just, I usually just ask honestly, and usually it
Yeah,
can get you 10 to 20% off.
yeah,
Um, like
honestly.
I believe Franco Manca does one as well, and that sort of thing. Like they do deals.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like one of my favorite. I love Vietnamese food, so pho. I'm like a regular at pho, and they do like a 20% discount. So as Ray said, you just have to open your mouth and ask, and there'll probably be a student discount at the shop. Another one of my favorite apps, not student discount, but that is this app called Too Good to Go. Not sure if you heard of it.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I
right?
have. My
Yeah. And basically, it's so whatever that the restaurant has left over at the end of the day, they put it all into this big bag, and you can get it for like £3. You just need to download the app, and you can pick which restaurant or which even grocery stores like Morrison's do it. So you just go on
yeah.
the app and pick which store you want to get the bag from. Okay,
Yeah, my
so
housemates did it. As I say, they
yeah.
did Toby Carvery, and we just all like compiled a fiver, and we got a bunch of food.
Oh yeah, Toby Carvery's bags are always huge. There's so much that they
Yeah.
put in there. Okay, I think we have a couple more questions. So Noah Reeves is asking, what shops are close to the campus for a food shop? So I think cafes, bars. Name a few of your favorites.
Yeah, for a food shop, like just a traditional grocery shop, there's a couple Tesco Expresses
Hmm.
along the High Street. There's one on like Lower High Street, one on Upper High Street. There's also Sainsbury's on Carhome. There's Morrison's near the Triton Retail Park, which is a bigger one. So if you want to look for something special, usually you can get it there. There's also a Tesco on the Brayford. So literally you can nip to that real quick between lectures or on your way home
Exactly.
from lectures. I did that quite often. And so it's very easy to grab groceries on your way home or on your way to relax.
Every time I come back home, like from class, I'll be walking through campus with bags of groceries just because I
Yeah,
dip
that
through
was
it
me.
in my classes. But yeah, hope that answers your question, Noah. And I think that is all for this segment. So we'll move on to the next one. So we'll be talking now about shopping in Lincoln. So before I arrived in the UK, I thought to myself, Lincoln's a small town. There's not going to be much there for me to do, see, or buy. Well, I was completely wrong. We've got all the proper big brand shops like Tesco, Morrison, Sainsbury's. We've got the cheaper options like Poundland, Iceland, and we've also got a shopping mall right on our high street called Waterside Shopping Center. So maybe Ray, do you want to tell our viewers like what are some of the retail stores that you can find there?
Yeah, absolutely. Waterside's great. It even has a couple places to eat, like Burger King, down in the lower
Mm-hmm.
level. But there's also H&M. There's an American Candy Store, which I
Mm.
appreciate. um, there's oh, do you remember? It's Trespass, which is
Oh yeah.
kind of like a hiking one, an outdoorsy
Mm-hmm.
one. Um, there's also a Next and that sort of thing. There's
Mm.
quite a few different shops in there. There's a dessert place in there, which is quite good that I've tried.
Really? I
But
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah, they serve like cookies and cookie cakes and things like
Oh
that, and they're
wow.
really good. But Waterside's straight in like the heart of the city, so even just
Mm.
outside, there's like a book, obviously Waterstones, which is a bookstore. You got
Mm.
Primark, everything like that. It's all very central, and so you can go to a bunch of different shops, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's the lovely thing about Lincoln. Like we've got all the like the big brand shops that we normally shop at, but you also get lots of like independent shops and thrift shops, charity shops selling things like handmade jewelry, gifts,
Absolutely.
clothes. So it's really
Yeah.
fun to just go there and browse for like trinkets to get to bring home.
Yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say there's so many independent merchants up to like straight and steep hill as well, like
mm,
really nice handmade jewelry and handmade knickknacks and things like that. And like you said, there's thrift shops and like both up High Street and down on the
mhm.
lower High Street. My housemates and I actually did Secret Santa. We just
Oh
went
wow.
thrifting for each other for Secret Santa, which was really great, and it was a fun time and nice day out as a group.
Mm, yeah, and another thing that I'm really grateful that Lincoln has are the international shops. So we have like these mini grocery stores that sell groceries and cooking ingredients from Asia, from Africa, from the Americas. Exactly what you're seeing on screen right now. This specific shop, Asian Supermarket, is just literally a 2 minute walk from campus. It's really close by. That's like my go to. Morning Sun is also really close by to campus. It's like right on the beginning of High Street. And so wherever you're from, you will be able to get most of the items that you're used to getting back home, whether you want to cook it or things to eat, snacks, you will be able to find it in Lincoln itself. So I think we can move on to the next segment now. And we'll be talking about the historic sites in Lincoln. So So these historic sites are also what ropes in majority of our tourists in Lincoln, and we do get quite a bit of tourists here. So it's really nice that we've got these iconic sites that we can visit in between our classes. So as you can see on the screen, first up we have the cathedral. It's right on top of Steep Hill, and it's free to walk around the grounds and enter, but you can pay extra for tours inside the cathedral. There are nice grassy areas outside where you can relax, have a picnic. You can take a horse carriage ride. I took one. It was really fun. And fun fact, they actually filmed the Da Vinci Code, the movie, at Lincoln Cathedral. So it's pretty cool that we have that right here in Lincoln. And the cathedral is also where we host our graduation ceremonies. So many students, they actually, when they first arrive in Lincoln, they would visit the cathedral when they first arrive. And it sort of like builds up a hype towards graduation. The fact that you'll be walking across that stage in 1, 2, 3 years' time in such a magnificent setting is truly an amazing feeling. And right next to Lincoln Cathedral, we have Lincoln Castle, another iconic site. These two icons are located in Bailgate. It's one of the most historic areas in Lincoln. And you've also got lots of restaurants, bars, and independent shops selling jewelry, clothes, things like that. But Jack, I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the castle. Like, what are some things that you can do there? Do you need to buy tickets or can you get in for free? How does it work?
Yeah, there's you can buy tickets, but you can also explore the grounds for free as well. You can walk through there. It's literally just like there's the high street, and then there's a few shops going up as we've talked about before, and then there's castle and cathedral pretty close to each other. So you can, as you can see on screen now, that you can walk through the ground. It's beautiful. It's historic as well. Another thing I wanted to touch on, there's the Napoleon film that was recent as well.
I was about to say that.
They also filmed some of that in the cathedral. So
Yeah.
I was dying for you to say that before, but they also did that. The castle's amazing as well, and it's a double whammy because you can do 2 in one day. To be honest, because they're so close.
Yeah, you
And I
can
think
absolutely.
and the castle, I think, so I'm not sure if you guys would probably know what the Magna Carta is, and they actually have the original piece of document at the castle, and you can get tickets to go see it. You can also get tickets to do a wall walk, so you get to walk on the walls of the castle and view the entire Lincoln. It's a beautiful view. And another thing is we also have lots of different events at the castle and cathedral, things like history festivals, music events. Recently, we had a few concerts there. People like Paloma Faith, Jess Glynn, Crowded House, J.P. Cooper, these big artists were just performing at Lincoln Castle. Really sad that I missed J.P. Cooper. That was like my teenage music. But yeah, so Ray, could you tell us about any events that you've attended at the castle or cathedral?
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say I do recommend the castle wall walk and also the cathedral roof tour. I did both of them. They were absolutely amazing. The roof tour is like almost like a private tour. It's awesome. It has great views and they tell you a lot about the cathedral itself. As for events though, most recently they had the Festival of History, which most of it was obviously within the castle. But there were like other stalls and things like that right outside of the castle and cathedral, and also a bit further down High Street as well, where they taught you about Vikings as well as knights and things like that. As you can see, there's clips that I took actually where they did historical reenactments of like cavalry and Romans, and like I said, they also had Vikings, and they had demonstrations of like blacksmiths and carpenters and things like that. And so you got to learn a lot, and they had some food stands as well and things like that. It was really nice, and I think they plan to do several more throughout the year.
Oh, that's really interesting. Actually, one of my favorite memories in Lincoln was at the castle during Christmas time, because my birthday is 2 days before Christmas. So my boyfriend and I, we made it like a date day. We went to the castle, and they had set up the castle with all these magnificent lights that covered the entire castle grounds, the castle itself, the trees. There was like a little pathway where you could walk through and look at the lights. They had a carousel. They had swings. They had food trucks. It was just a very magical experience for me because I've never experienced like a proper British or Western Christmas. So that was pretty cool for me. But yeah, that's all we have for the castle and cathedral. Let's see if we have any questions in the comment section. Okay,
we've got
Emma has
3 or
another
4, I think.
question. How far is the train station from the university? Either one of you can answer this.
It's as close as the high street, to be honest. It's all
Yeah.
sort of in the best way possible, cramped together. But it's that's why it's so good to walk. Especially, I was thinking about getting a car when I come to uni, but the train station's right there,
Don't need
and
it.
if you're a train ride away, you can walk 5 minutes from uni or whatever
Exactly.
accommodation you live in, and it's right there. So it's just, I think, say 2 or 3 minutes from one of the university buildings. It's pretty much on the high
Yeah.
street, so it's not far at all.
All right, that's great. Okay, I think Robin has another question that might be relevant to Ray. I was told at the open day there's a cat cafe. How close to campus is this, and would you guys recommend? Go ahead.
Yeah, as I say, I went there with my mom and my partner. It's on the straight, so it's very close. It's probably like a 10-minute walk from campus, 10-minute from maybe even less from city center. It's a lot. Basically, if you follow High Street up towards the cathedral, the straight is basically what connects Steep Hill and High Street, and it's seated right there. It's absolutely fabulous. They have about 6 or 7 cats. They're all lovely, and they have really good like cakes and pastries as well as coffees. And
You
you get
can't really
like
miss
2
it.
hours.
Yeah.
No, you can't miss it. There's a cat with a hat on.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, it's like what is it? It's like a bit of armor on the cat, isn't it? It
yeah,
looks great.
yeah. You get 2 hours with the cats just to hang out with them, and it's great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a great getaway from like the city, from university life. Yeah, and I think we also have a dog cafe, if I'm not wrong. I haven't been
We
there,
do
but
somewhere. I haven't been there yet.
yeah, we've got things like that. And okay, let's do one more question. Emma has another question. So, what's the variety of clothes shopping like? So, maybe I'll take this one. So, as we mentioned during the shopping segment, we've got the shopping center. So, we have H&M, Next Look. Um, what else do we have in there? But yeah, we have the shopping center. We've got all sorts of shops on High Street itself, things like Primark. And as I mentioned before, we also have like smaller independent, and we also got thrift shops, so charity shops. So these are really great places to get cheaper clothes at, but you also find really good stuff in there. You just have to dig, you know. But yeah, if you honestly don't need to pack much, you can get most of the things that you need here, like even at like the big brand stores.
Yeah, what
But-
was that retro shop you were talking about?
Oh
Right
yeah,
there?
Rock Retro. Yeah,
Rock
that's
Retro,
Yeah.
that one's a good one.
That place is awesome in there.
Yeah, everyone I know at Lincoln has gone to Rock Retro.
If there's anything left, then you should go there.
Okay, so I think we'll end this segment and move on to our last segment, which is all about green spaces and parks in Lincoln. So if you ever need an escape from the city or a break from the madness of your studies, these are some of our favorite places to unwind in. So Jack, tell me, what are your favorite parks or green spaces to just chill, relax in, or maybe go for a jog in?
Yeah, there's a few different ones, to be fair. You've got the Arboretum, which it's a little bit, it's not up the hill, but it's off to the side. It's still obviously not far because Lincoln's so compact. I've had picnics down there. You're looking at it now. Great for dogs. You might see all sorts of people down there, and there's like a maze as well. I think I also filmed a film in there for my second year because it was so beautiful. It was just a great location. They gave us permission. That the people who run it are really nice as well. Really, really nice.
I think the Arboretum is honestly one of my favorite places as well. And I only just recently, like a few weeks ago, went to it. I can't believe I didn't discover it earlier. But yeah, it's this huge place. I would say like a 10-minute walk from High Street, so it's not too far away. And lots of trees. You've got fountains. You've got a lake there with ducks, and you can spot squirrels running around. We've got lots of pretty statues. And as you can see on the screen here, another lovely field we have is the West Common. It's this huge expanse of grass, and there are dozens of horses there just roaming around. They're really friendly. You got to be careful, but you can pet them if you want to. But I've seen lots of people bringing their dogs down there, going for a jog, having a picnic. Have you been there, Jack, to the West Common?
Yeah, I used to live right next to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lots of filming. The horses are really nice. Don't let them scare you. They go on walks around in the streets around West Common quite often as well. So
Really?
if you live around there in houses, you might hear the clip clopping in the morning. It's a nice thing to wake up to.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
but if you are a runner, I was going to mention this. There is like a perfect 5K route within there if you go around the side of West Common. So, and it's a lovely place to run. It's just like grassy, really nice and flat, and you get to run past horses. So yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So honestly, as you can see, in my opinion, Lincoln has like the perfect mix of like nature and city. Like even on campus, you don't even have to leave campus to like be in nature. We have lots of like swans, ducks. We've got lots of birds, different colorful birds. We've got the huge Brayford pool right next to our campus. So Lincoln's the perfect mix of like city and nature, and it also makes it really easy to like if you need a break, there's lots of places to escape to, you know. All right, so I think that wraps up the this segment for the green spaces, and we are actually coming to an end to our live lounge. So thank you all for watching and staying with us till the end. Let's see if there are any more questions that we can answer since we still have a bit of time.
Not
All
more
right,
much of a question, but I'm glad you will be joining in September. That is
yes,
what we like to
we
hear.
can't wait to see you. We're
Congratulations.
looking forward to seeing you.
We just got to highlight that.
Yeah.
The only other
Okay.
question I can see is, how would you best describe university life? I think
Yeah, I think
I
that's a
would
good
give
one.
it, like, I wouldn't have changed it for the world. I think when I was 18 and I was about to start, I was a bit scared to go sort of big city. And I had
Mm.
like Nottingham and Manchester or like even one of the London ones down as my like second or third choices. But Lincoln was always my first choice. And I'm really glad I chose it because, you know, it's easy living because everything's so close. And that's what I like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ray, do you have anything to add? How has student life been like? You're almost done with your degree.
Oh my
I
God. Yeah.
know it's been absolutely amazing. It's hard to believe that it's already ending. I feel like I'm still a fresher. It's been an amazing experience, and I'm similar to Jack. I am so glad that I picked Lincoln. Is the
Mm.
perfect school. Genuinely, like the city's not too big, it's not too small. Everything's really well knit, and it's just a lovely experience. Everyone's so nice and friendly here. Like
Mm.
even as an international student, I had never even been to England, and I was able to buy all my stuff within the city very
Yeah.
easily, and because I didn't come with anything except for my clothes, and I met tons of people very easily. The societies are great. It's really an amazing experience.
Yeah. I
Michelle,
completely
what says?
agree.
Sorry, Michelle
Yeah.
says, "What is a fresher?" That's just someone who's in their first year.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just so
So
you
it's
know.
sort of
Just so you know.
like when we're in third year now, it's what you maybe would be known as a senior, I think, as well. But freshers are
Yeah,
always
yeah.
Yeah.
it's always because we have a freshers week, right? It's like the first week, and then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
loads of
Yeah.
clubs
Oh
open every
yeah.
night. So you should get, if you're going to come here, get used to the term fresher. It's every uni. It's
Yeah.
just like the first week or the first year of students, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and just since you mentioned the Freshers Week, do attend the student union events at the
Yes.
Freshers Week. We have
Great.
all sorts like the roller disco, the outdoor cinema, all the fun stuff I mentioned. It usually happens during Freshers Week, so make sure you get your wristbands and sign up for the events. And we can't wait to see you
Absolutely.
in
Yeah.
September. So,
Yeah, and also in that,
um,
sorry, something I do regret from not going from Lincoln is not joining a society.
oh
Join
There's a societies
societies.
day
yeah, it's the
usually
best
in the
way to make
first week.
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
great way to make
there's so many
friends.
different societies. Like I wish I joined the football one. There's millions of them there. There's like Animal Lover
Mm,
Society, I think, as well. So stuff like
yeah,
that. Film
I
I
did the
society.
think that
equestrian one.
Did
there's
you?
over 150
Yeah,
different clubs and societies, so there's
It's
something for
amazing.
everyone. Yeah.
I met my best
Okay,
friend
so
there. They're great.
really, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that marks the end of today's live lounge because we're running out of time.
Hmm.
We really hope you enjoyed the videos, but the best way to experience Lincoln would be to come here for yourself. So if you haven't already, do visit Lincoln during one of our open days. You can head to our University of Lincoln website, look at the banner below. So for more information on when these open days are happening. And to all our offer holders and parents, we really look forward to seeing you in September. Again, if you have any questions, just drop us an email or even drop us a DM on our social media pages. But that is all for today. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, staying with us till the end, and hopefully we'll see you at an open day. But that's all for now. Bye.